Hello everyone and welcome back to more For Honor Duels. We are diving straight into the action, this time from the perspective of the Warden. He's been a pretty infamous character since the game launched because of his shoulder bash mix-up, but it's been nerfed significantly, so now the Warden has to rely more on prediction and finding the patterns in his opponent as opposed to reacting to someone else's move so that he can shut their movements down. It's a lot more fair feeling, but the Warden is still a powerful character nonetheless, and our opponent for the day is going to be a Warlord, so let's get it started. Going into that feeling out period. This is our first match together, so we don't know the play style of the person across from us. Going for that shoulder bash, but is going to get guard broken. He tried to throw out 2 attacks there, but the second one is going to get parried. That was a light parry, so we could have attempted to go for a top heavy, but in the heat of the moment, you don't always see these things. The zone attack coming out from the Warlord, but it's going to get interrupted by a light attack. But we've put ourselves out of stamina, and as you can see, this is a very dangerous place to be against the Warlord. Those headbutts and the dash forward into guard break mix-up that he has can take off a big chunk of our health. The zone attack going to come out again, but you know, I personally believe this matchup favors the Warlord a little bit. A successful light parry followed by a guard break and a top heavy. I don't think he was quite ready for that either. I believe he could have gotten a more damaging side heavy after landing that light parry, but again, the heat of the moment, it gets people sometimes, and that light attack is going to get me that time. So the first round is going to go to the Warlord. But I do believe this matchup favors my opponent a little bit. He has a larger health pool. He has uninterruptible stance on his heavy attacks, which means he can trade blows very well, and he also has a significantly larger health pool. So he's got a lot of things going for him, which the Warden, he has a lot of things as well, but not as many. Feinting that shoulder bash there in round number 2, getting tagged by a light attack. He could have committed with that heavy attack, but he feinted it, still getting a big chunk of damage by slamming me against the wall. And that's one of the biggest tricks in For Honor, is learning when to commit and when to cancel out. I canceled too many times, though. I got a little too aggressive. I'm out of stamina against the Warlord. This is where his headbutt mix-up comes into play. He's dashing forward a lot. He's tapped himself out of stamina, though, so this may be an opportunity for me to come back. The spacing is a little bit poor. I landed a guard break. I could have tried to kick him to the ground, but I didn't do so, so I didn't get the maximum available punish. And unfortunately, a failed parry is going to get me RKO'd. I better watch out next time. Oh man, we've got a very serious uphill battle if we want to walk away with the victory. So let's hope we can change up our strategy a little bit in round number 3. And the tricky thing with the Warden is that he doesn't have the same level of mix-ups that some of the more complex characters have. Even the Kensei, he can change his attack patterns a lot more than the Warden. The Warden has just a few tricks up his sleeve. We landed a successful dodge and then a shoulder bash there, but the roll from the Warlord, although it ran him out of stamina, it negated the potential for the mix-up, and we didn't get back into anything exciting there. Trying to get some guard breaks on him. He is very proficient at blocking, but sometimes he gets a little thrown off. He commits on those heavy attacks, and they do get him punished from time to time. But again, that uninterruptible stance, you can use that to your advantage. If your opponent messes up their parry attempt, your attack is going to follow through, and you might come out on top of the trade. And now we do have him on the rope series in his last segment of health, so one more heavy attack should do it. Charging up the shoulder bash, and it looks like we went for the full charge, and he wasn't expecting it, so we landed a big top heavy for the finish. We might have a comeback on our hands. We're getting a little bit excited there. Hopefully we're not feeling overconfident. Just the right amount of confidence will go a long way towards us getting the victory here. I'm a firm believer that if you're feeling good about yourself, then you perform a little bit better. So round number 4, let's see if we can make it happen. But in the later rounds of a duel, this is where players start to reveal patterns if they have any. So this is where you're going to want to start changing things up. And throwing out a shoulder bash from halfway across the universe, there was no way that was going to connect. But we did chain some double light attacks into a shoulder bash. Got a nice chunk of damage, but the Warlord's incredibly ridiculous health pool is proving advantageous. He's able to take so much more punishment than so many other characters. And a successful parry on that top heavy is going to put us out of stamina. And this is where the headbutts begin. 1 headbutt, 2 headbutt. Not going to go for a third one. That might have connected anyway, or that might have been a good opportunity for a mix-up. Who knows? Another zone attack going to connect. We really need to get a parry or something on that if we want to win, but unfortunately, the opportunity is not going to present itself. Another headbutt light attack is going to finish us off. So that one, The score was 1-3. We kind of got our asses kicked, but thankfully for us, we're going to get another opportunity for a little bit of redemption in match number 2 of Warden versus Warlord. Now, going into this next match, you and I, we know what to look out for. It's that zone attack and the headbutt. But the question is, did I know what to look out for in the moment? Was I able to keep a clear head and not get caught up in the mix-ups and stay on point? Because if I can land a parry on that zone attack, it will punish him and it will discourage him from continuing to use it. But as long as I'm not getting any punishment when he uses it, he's going to keep going for it. And that's a scary thing. When you have to divert all of your attention to a single spot, you sometimes neglect other aspects of a character's kit. So if I'm paying too much attention and looking too hard for that zone attack, I'm going to get caught by headbutts, get caught by guard breaks, you name it. And now I'm on the final segment. I've got to do something big if I want to make a comeback. Got to get into that shoulder bash mix-up somehow. So far, though, all of my attempts to get into the shoulder bash have been messed up. We landed a successful parry and a guard break, but we tried to throw him against the wall, but he was a little bit too far away. The trees may have distorted the perspective a little bit. We thought we had a better chance of getting that. That would have been a swing in momentum that would have definitely helped us out. Before we move on, the reason this particular round went so poorly for us is because every time we went for the shoulder bash, our timing was off and we got tagged by something. Right there, a top heavy attack, and this time it's going to be that zone attack. So the best way to shut down the Warden is to hit him before he can get his shoulder bash out, because that is where all of his potential lies. And here we go, round number 2 for match number 2. We're going to have to really step our game up if we want to beat this Warlord. And something that we're going to have to try is to get our timing a little bit better, because the shoulder bash, we're trying to land it from a neutral position, but it's getting interrupted a lot. But this time we connected, trying to cancel into the guard break, but he was ready for it. So we're going to have to try and be a little bit less predictable with how we change the pattern of our bashes. And that's the biggest change to the Warden that's been made over the patches, is that he can no longer cancel on a reaction to your reaction. He has to do it preemptively, but we got a nice little chain there. We landed 2 bashes and 2 sets of double light attacks, but the Warlord's health pool, it's absolutely ridiculous. It looks like he's hardly been scratched, but we're going on the offensive this time. We canceled out the bash. Unfortunately, our backdash gonna get caught, and we're gonna get bullied halfway across the damn map. Getting bullied a little bit more. We got our foot right next to the edge there. That could have been game over, but fortunately for us, the spacing was just so. A zone attack not gonna be enough to finish him off. He's on that last segment of health. We're trying to inch our way over there as safely as possible. A fully charged bash is going to come out and put him in the ground. Oh boy, oh boy. The Warden, say what you will about him being overpowered or annoying to fight, but he is damn fun to watch. There is something about when he gets momentum going that it is very satisfying. Slamming that shoulder into people and then getting those attacks. It's just a very gratifying character to play and to watch. Now here we go, round number 3. This is a best of 5. We've still got a long way to go. The score is currently 1-1. We're throwing out a heavy attack, but there we go. The hyper armor going to provide a favorable trade for the Warlord. He threw out that zone attack. We're getting a little bit better at blocking it for now, but we don't necessarily need the blocks. We need the parries so we can go on the offensive. We have to get him to a point where he doesn't want to throw out that attack anymore, but as long as he gets it and we just block it, he's going to keep using it because it is a powerful tool. Dodging out of the way of the headbutt. Unfortunately, we dodged a little bit early and we got caught with a guard break, but he threw out a side heavy instead of a top heavy, and that is not guaranteed. The zone attack going to come out again, just a block though, so nothing really going to happen there. No big swing in momentum. Landing a dodge into the shoulder bash, going for that cancel into the guard break again, but he is not dodging preemptively, so we're not able to catch him. And again, he messed up with that side heavy instead of the top heavy after the guard break, so this is an opportunity for us. We've been given a second life here, but it doesn't look like we're going to get anything out of it. The zone attack, again, is going to put us on our back. That is very, very painful to watch. We've really got to do something about that. But another reason why the Warlord is the favorite to win in this particular matchup is because his strongest guard is the left and right guard, whereas the Warden, his strongest attack and his strongest defense is in the top stance. Because of his crushing counter-strike, his light attack has the superior block property, but because the Warlord doesn't have to attack there unless he gets a guard break for some guaranteed damage, it gives him a pretty serious edge, and canceling that shoulder bash into a guard break finally going to yield something. But unfortunately we're out of stamina now, so we've got to be extra careful. Getting hit with a headbutt, dashing forward into a guard break, gonna get us hit with a side heavy. We could have actually blocked that though. Only the top heavy is guaranteed on a guard break for the Warlord, but we did manage to knock him down and land a top heavy of our own for some big damage. Both of us are at an even playing field now, but that could change at any minute. A headbutt into light attack gonna change that situation, but 2 shoulder bashes in a row followed by the double light attack gonna give us the win. He thought I was gonna cancel again, so he just stood there and he said, "Bring it." Well, I brought it and I put him in the ground. So we've got that final round. The score is now 2-2, so the winner of this one is gonna win the entire match. So let's see if we can make some magic happen here. You know, For Honor gets a lot of flack for not being terribly exciting to watch at the tournament level, but the regular duels from regular people are always pretty damn entertaining. We landed a successful parry, tried to throw him against the wall, and we committed on that top heavy, but he didn't splat against it, so we didn't get any guaranteed damage. That swing in momentum is helping out the Warlord tremendously. He's got a big advantage right now, faking us out again, dashing forward into a guard break instead of the headbutt. We've only got 2 bars of health remaining. We dodged the zone attack, and we're going into the shoulder bash mix-up. Unfortunately, he rolled away to negate the potential for the mix-up. We tried to catch him. He was dashing backwards. We sprint attacked, but it whiffed on us. We landed the guard break, hit him against the wall this time, and got that big damage on the top heavy. It's very unfortunate that the first one didn't connect. At this point, though, this is a very sweaty palm situation, and unfortunately, I think our fingers must have slipped a little bit on that dash button because we pressed it out of pure panic, trying to avoid a headbutt, but in reality, it was a guard break coming. So that's going to put us in the ground, and the Warlord is going to walk away with the second victory. But man, oh man, those were some exciting matches right there. The Warlord won twice, and I got my ass kicked twice. So, you win some, you lose most of the time, I guess is how that saying is supposed to go. But either way, I had a good time, and I hope you did as well. There are plenty more duels coming in the future. I've been trying to get some matches with the Conqueror, but every time I play him, people tell me I'm a piece of shit, and I should stop using shield bash and learn how to play a real character. So, I'll try to get a good match with him eventually. If there are any other characters you would like me to play, feel free to leave it in the comment section, and I will get on it as soon as possible. With all of that said, the name of the game is For Honor. The name of the channel is iBluairJgR Gaming for Comedy. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.